What is up guys, Carter here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we'll be going over the BT19 Cross Heart deck. So this deck is using pretty much all the stuff from BT19 with a little bit of support from here and there from other decks. But for the most part, this deck is pretty fun to play. It is completely different from a standard Cross Heart deck that you saw back in like BT10 or 11. So yeah, the deck is pretty different, but it's pretty fun to play. So without further ado, let's get right into the deck profile. So for Tamers, we're running 4 of the Pikmons from BT19. So this Pikmon is red, and it lets you, once per turn on attack, you can place one Digimon with Cross Heart from your hand into one of your Tamers, and then you can draw one. So since your Tamers, you can Cross Heart with Tamers, you'll be able to just save fuel for later and just get your draws to deck through your deck. So pretty good. So we're running 4 of the BT19 Shoutmon EX6 or EX6. So this has Alliance, Reboot, and Material Save 4. And then on play, for every color in this Digimon's source, all of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1,000 for the turn, and then you can play a Shooting Starmon from any one of your Tamers without paying its cost. And then on tagging, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP than this Digimon. So since you will be most of the time alliancing this with your Shooting Starmon, you'll be swinging for 2 checks, and you'll also be deleting pretty much everything, most of your opponent's Digimon, since you do have the minus 1,000 per color as well. So you get rid of all the small guys, and then if you have a big guy, you can get rid of that as well. So overall, a pretty strong card. We'll go over how kind of like the combo works a little bit later, but for the most part, we're running 4 of these. So next we are running 2 of the Shoutmon from BT19. So this is on play on evolution. You can de-digivolve 2 of your opponent's Digimon, and then if your opponent has 2 or more Digimon, return one of the level 4 lower to the hand. And on deletion, you can play a blue flare or a Cross Heart Digimon in play with a cost of 5 or less without any from one of your Tamers, and then you can save this card. So lets you put back out a Shoutmon to help you do some searches. So it's pretty good for that. And then the inherent ability is to get plus 2,000 power on both players' turn, which is very strong. Because any inherit that gives DP buff to both players on both players' turn is good. So running that. We're actually also running 1 of these Xros from BT11. So this one has a on-evolution ability, which is to unsuspend this Digimon, and then you can, if your source has a Cross Heart or blue flare, then your opponent has 2 or more Digimon on the board, you can gain 2 memory. And then this on deletion also has save. And then the inherit is blocker, which isn't too important because we can gain blocker anyway. But we're running 1 of these because there are times when you just want to digivolve on top of your level 5 after it swang, and then just unsuspend and swing with this again. It does happen, and it is, your opponent has 2 more Digimon on the board. It is, you're pretty much digivolving for 1 cost. So it is not bad. Most of the time you won't be digivolving in this deck because this one doesn't have any evolution requirement, so you can't digivolve. But you still have these that can, so yeah. Next, for the level 5s, we are running 4 of the Omega Shoutmon from BT19. So this is on play and on evolution. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000 for a turn, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 DP or less. And on deletion, you can play a Digimon with Cross Heart or Blue Flare from your hand or trash underneath any of your Tamers, which is pretty much what most of the new Cross Heart stuff does. Instead of just saving, you can put stuff from your hand or trash underneath your Tamer. So you can put your missing pieces in, which I think is really good for the deck. And then the inherent ability is just rush, as most Shoutmon do give rush. And FYI, this ability is he's also treated as a regular Shoutmon for Digicross, so you will use it for that. Alright, next for the other low 5s, we're running 3 of the Jaeger Deludumon, or Jaeger Deludumon. So this is also treated as the Digimon, and then on play on evolution, you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and then one of the Digimon cannot activate a when Digivolving effect, and they don't unsuspend until the end of the turn. So you can kind of use this to stun blast evolutions, which is nice. And then the on deletion skill is also the same as the Omega Shoutmon on deletion skill. It just lets you put something from your hand or track with Cross Heart underneath on your Tamers. And then the inherit is piercing, which is good. And we're also running 3 of the Atler Ballistamon. So this is also treated as Ballistamon, and then on play and on evolution, one of your Digimon cannot be returned to the hand or deck by your opponent's effects, and it gets plus 3000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. And on deletion, you can play one of your Digimon with Cross Heart or Blue Flare from your hand or trash underneath its Tamer. So you'll be using this if you're playing this against a deck that can bounce. It's pretty good for that. But for the most part, you're just mainly running this because you need it for the evolution requirements, for the Digicross requirements. So kind of stuck. Alright, next we're running 4 of the Raptors Battlemon. So this is also treated as a Starmon, and then on play on evolution, you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you can add 1 card with Digicross or Blue Flare amongst them to your hand, and you trash the rest. So this is really good because you can use this to search for your EX6, and then you can put the combo pieces in the trash, and then you can fetch them back later on if you have any dupes. So pretty good. And then of course the on deletion is it's the same. And then the inherit is collision, which makes your opponent own Digimon blow up by forcing them to attack into you. So that's nice. So if you have everything, you attack since you have rush, and then you use collision to force them to attack you, and then you have the piercing, so that after they attack you, security check them. And then on your opponent's turn, you also have reboot, so you have the blocker is live. So you got the whole package. It's pretty good. All right. Next, another important piece of the deck is Shooting Starmon. So Shooting Starmon is on all turns. Whenever any of your Crosshair Digimon are played, you can give one of your opponent's Digimon -1 security check, and then -3000 until the end of their turn. And then on deletion, you can play one card with Cross Heart or Blue Flare from your hand, or trash any of your Tamers, so it's the same. And then the inherent ability is on attack, if Digimon has Cross Heart, you can give -2000. So not too important, because mostly what you want to do is just have one of these underneath your Tamers so that you can play it with your EX6. So next we are running 4 of the Shoutmon from BT19. So this one has on play, this Digimon may Digivolve into Omni Shoutmon from your hand without paying its cost. Omni Shoutmon from one of your Tamers without paying its cost. And then on deletion, you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and then you can play a Tamer card or a card with Cross Heart amongst them without paying its cost, and then you return the rest to the bottom and save. So you'll be able to search with this deck, or search with Shoutmon, but his searching is different from how you would normally search. you have to delete it in order for you to search. And of course the inherit is just rush, so there's that. And of course we're also running 4 of the old Shoutmon. This one is on play. You can search top 3 and then grab a Cross Heart and a Tamer to your hand, and then on deletion is just save. And of course this gives your Shoutmon's rush as well. I think they should have made this like a 3 cost. I think back then it might have been too good, but right now it's kind of power crept, so it being at 4 costs is kind of expensive, but that's okay. So we're running 1 copy of the promo Shoutmon and Duru Cannon. So this one is on attack. You can put give one of your opponent's Digimon -2000 power, and then by placing one Digimon underneath this card's source, underneath one of your Tamers, you can delete something with your less. So it's pretty good just for getting rid of floodgates, because you can just Digivolve this on top of your Shoutmon for 0 cost, and then you can tuck this underneath your Tamers, and then you can pop floodgates like that, because if your opponent has a floodgate that doesn't let you reduce cost, you're pretty boned. So this is pretty good for that. And then we're also running 3 of the Starmon. So Starmon is new from BT19 as well. So this has decoy, so it gives you a little bit of protection. So you have the bounce protection from the Ballistamon, and then you also have the deletion protection from Starmon. So it's got a decent coverage. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. So on deletion, you can play a Shooting Starmon from underneath any other Tamers without paying its cost, and then you can play a Starmon and a Pikmons from your trash underneath that card's source. So pretty good. And the hair ability is if this Digimon has the crossheart trait, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -3 out, 2000 power per turn. So you're doing quite a lot of DP minusing in this deck. So for Tamers, we're running 2 of the Taikis. So Taiki is the new memory setter for the crossheart deck. We're running 2 though because I feel like the other Taiki is still a little better for early game consistency because we're not allowed to. Well, we don't really run memory boost in the deck, and the old Taiki kind of acts as the memory boost. So we're running 4 of the Taiki from BT10. On play, you can reveal top 4 cards of the deck. Add 1 card with crossheart trait to your hand, and then 1 Digimon card with crossheart trait underneath this Tamer. And then you can return any of the remaining cards to the bottom of the deck in any order. And then for the second ability is just to use sources underneath your Tamers to pay for the Digicross cost. So it's pretty good. Last for the Tamers, we're running 4 of the Taiki, Kiriha, Nene. So they'll start your main phase by placing 1 of your Digimon with crossheart or blue flare from your hand underneath this Tamer. You can gain 1 memory and draw 1, so it helps you speed things up a lot. And the second effect is the same. You can just use the card underneath this Tamer for your distribution costs, for your Digicrosses. And last but not least, we are running 3 copies of the Meteor Rock Soul. So we're running this card because this card feels pretty clutch in this deck. The effect is actually one of the effects below. First one effect is to play a crossheart with 4000 DP or less from any of your Tamers with a pay its cost. And then the second effect is by unsuspending 1 of your Shoutmon EX6 and 1 of your Shooting Starmon, you can choose 1 of your Digimon and attack the player. So it won't be a full, 5 security check plus 1 last attack check, but assuming that you're chipping away at your opponent's security, because since all your stuff has deletion abilities that kind of recover itself, it's not horrible to just slap something down and then attack with it, or push something out from raising attack with it, and then if it dies, that's fine, because as long as you have 1 of each of the pieces in your hand or underneath 1 of your Tamers, you're good to go. And since you have material save as well, even if you're things that do die, it's fine. Main problem will be if it gets bounced, so that's why we have the Ballistamon to prevent bouncing. And yeah, but overall the deck is pretty much just that. You need the pieces, which is the main problem with the deck is it's very piece reliant. You do need to have a lot of combo pieces. You need all 5 pieces of Exodia. You need to grab these as soon as possible, which is why early game you're going to be mostly playing Taikis, Shoutmons, Spadolmons. These will all help you. Where's my Shoutmon? These will all help you speed up through the deck a bit. So these are all your early game options to play. Put stuff in your underneath Tamer. You don't attack with these unless you have a Tamer out though, because if you don't have one, you can't save anything. So make sure you have a Tamer, at least 1 Tamer out, and then you'll be able to swing with this. Dies, that's fine. You can save, and then you can also look at the top deck. Or if you want to Digivolve into this one, guarantee a card in your hand, and then also pile something out in your trash. Use this to swing, and then you'll be able to get deleted, and then if you need 1 more of this, put this back in. If you have another piece in your trash that you just milled, you can just put that in instead. So the deck it's pretty flexible, but it's just you just need to see the pieces. So the deck space is pretty tight. There are little ratios you can adjust here and there, but for the most part, you are going to need the main core of the deck. It's going to be, you know, just these dudes. This one you can kind of play around with because there's been a few out, but these ones are new, so you're going to have to play with these for now. But for the most part, I think their effects are not bad. So definitely, you know, it's a whole package. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry for the delay in uploads. I'm still settling into my place, and since moving, it's actually been quite busy. Most of the things that we do have to be done by ourselves now, so we have less free time. So we've been just doing a lot more chores and stuff, and that's why I miss upload sometimes, just because sometimes my wife is not feeling well, or she has to do her work. I'm going to have to do the chores. So yeah. But that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more Digimon content, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, if you want to support the channel, feel free to use the affiliate links down below. But this is Karadaku, and I will see you guys next time.